Everybody has been assembled at Daggerford, which is a small outpost. There have been whisperings of werewolves in the area of Barovia. Attempts to go in there and find them have been unsuccessful. So the various factions have gotten together this group of adventurers. Some of you might know each other from before, some of you might not. During session 0, we kind of fleshed all that stuff out. I know that Jabber was unable to make it for the session 0, but we covered stuff. So him and Kojin, I guess, have a little history together of adventuring. Also, a letter comes up, and this is the letter that you get. I'm showing it to everyone in...
Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Ireena Koliana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine. Kolian Indirovich Burgomaster.
So you know that he's the Burgomaster of Barovia. So now, with the werewolves in Barovia and the town of Barovia being needed, they have mustered together your forces and they have sent you forth. They have hired a local Vistani man by the name of Stanismir. He is going to take you there, and where we find ourselves is on the cart riding over to Barovia. And as you get closer, you see the entrance to Barovia, which is large stonework with two giant statues, both missing their heads, and large gates. It's starting to get dark right now. Stanismir says we could park nearby, and then we'll make the journey a little bit further on ahead in the morning light. Barovia is a very dangerous place at night. Thankfully, there's a brook, and he's starting to cook a little bit of dinner and stuff like that. As this whole thing's starting to be set up, is there anything that anybody's trying to do?
Well, as we're setting up a camp, then I'm sort of daintily and politely taking my armor off, putting it up, hanging it up on, whatever tree branch, etc. I can find so that it doesn't touch the ground.
He's like, let me tell you a story, is he?
Stanimir laughs heartily as he produces a bottle of wine from his wagon. He uncorks it and takes a deep drink, handing it off. You see a weathered label that tells you it is from the Wizard of Wine's winery.
Don't worry. I have no wish to make enemies. Since we are camped, I have a story to tell all of you.
Stanimir fills his mouth with wine, then spits into the fire. The flames turn from orange to green. As they dance and sway, a dark shape appears in the bonfire's core.
We come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten, a land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads.
The dark shape in the fire takes the form of a man being knocked from his horse, a spear piercing his side. Stanimir continues.
One night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. He survived. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home, but we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him as one of our own and followed him back toward his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves.
Deep in the bonfire, you see the dark figure standing with sword drawn, fighting off a host of shadowy shapes.
This man of royal blood fought to protect us, as we protected him. We bore him safely to his home, and he thanked us. He said, "I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish, leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe here."
The figure in the dancing fire vanquishes its final foe, then disperses in a cloud of smoke and embers. Stanimir's face becomes a somber mask.
A curse has befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain. We've traveled far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves to end our dread lord's curse and put his troubled soul to rest. Our leader, Madame Eva, knows all. You should speak with her if you are near our camp at Sir Paul.
Picks up the bottle, starts drinking again. Is there anything that anybody wants to do during this portion of the night, or we can just fast forward it into the morning?
I just want to play my my violin a little bit.
All right, give me a flavor performance check. See what you get.
Dirty 20.
Nice. It is a tune that everybody knows and kind of everybody can either sing along or clap along with and stuff like that. There's a little bit of camaraderie starting to pick up in the camp. Starting to change stories.
I also have a hat out there for people to toss a coin in if they so choose.
It's starting to get dark. Barovia scared. No, it's all right. You guys got the wine though, so I mean, like it's some good fellowship right here.
Yeah, I was shaking my head. It would be better to get some sleep before we get into Barovia.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, I'll say, keep the damn noise down and go in the corner, tip my head, and just fall asleep.
Well, I do that only when it's downtime. Not like all night long.
Anybody want
Although-
to buy a couple chocolates? You got chocolates and pralines. Anybody want some chocolates?
Mister, he has some chocolate.
Mm-hmm. 5 for a gold piece.
As the night draws a little bit further, you hear howls from beyond the other side of the wall, but nothing seems to be encroaching nearby. Or if you do, none of you can kind of pick it up. As you attempt to look past, you see mists that have kind of shrouded everything. So, the night passes. The morning, everybody's adjusting their armor, getting ready, eating breakfast, doing whatever they need to do to get ready for the morning. And Stanismir's got the wagon that you all have used to get there in the first place. Everybody loads up, and you go through the gates of Barovia. And as you go in, you notice that it is dreary. There are woods everywhere, ever expansive. How far, you wouldn't honestly be able to tell, just due to the fog. The light fog kind of clinging to everything. Cart brings its way around, and Stanismir goes, this wine goes right through me. It's like, watch the cart. I'm going to take a piece. He pops out. Everybody give me perception checks. Missure Spifi manages, you pick up the smell of death and decay on the air, and you kind of look around and you see a hand possibly attached to an upper torso about 25 feet off into the wood line.
Dead incoming, potentially. Dead incoming, and I start flying.
It's on the ground. You're able to see
Oh.
it with the stark contrast. It looks like it's got something in its hand.
I'm gonna fly up and see what I see from up there.
All right, give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Kind of sneer at him when he says that, dead incoming. Okay. And take a closer look, I guess, if I can re-roll that perception.
With the canopy of the trees being overgrown, coupled with the fog causing some light obscurance, it doesn't look like it's moving. It just looks like there's something in the underbrush, an arm jutting forward, something held in its hand.
Can I use my divine sense?
Sure.
So I'm supposed to be able to detect any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
You are picking up an undead and a celestial in your party. And as for everything else that's around, the whole land gives off this fiendish vibe, as if almost this whole entire area is cursed or like hallowed ground.
Yeah. That's not going to do me any good. Well, can I walk up and see what's in the hand? You said it was holding a letter?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to go up and see what I can find out.
You start to walk in, you steep down, you pick up the letter, and you look back. It's no wonder you all didn't see it. It's like the fog almost swallows you up in this area, but you can find your way back without too much of a hassle. You see another note. This note also says that it's from the Burgomaster.
Hail thee of might and valor. I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Ireena Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now, my dear Ireena languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster.
You do notice, as you're looking at this, you put both of them side by side. The handwriting, while close, is definitely not a match. So that would lead you to believe that one of these letters is not, in fact, a real letter. Well, it's a real letter, but one of these holds false information. Stanismir walks up, wiping his hands off on a cloth.
I would ask him if he had any knowledge of this Burgomaster.
Yes, I trade with him quite often. I make the rounds in and out of Barovia. There's a couple of villages nearby, Kresk.
You wouldn't by chance have anything with his writing on it, would you?
Oh, no. There's Barovia. There's some old women out by a windmill, and then you get to Valaki, and then there's Krezik, and the road continues out. I do my rounds. They asked me to pick you up. Did you find something concerning, friend?
Oh, just mixed messages. That's all.
This land is not without its mysteries. If nobody else
Are we
wants...
going to dilly-dally all day long, or are we going to go? Let's go.
I like this man's style, and it's almost punctuated by your affinity to go. You start to hear wolves howling in the distance.
You know, I was wondering the same thing.
In the distance, the village of Barovia. There's not as much fog present. So, does everybody see the circles that's around him? The hex?
Yeah.
Each one of these hexes is approximately a quarter of a mile. You've got okay vision a quarter of a mile out. Anything past that, you're not gonna be able to see too well. But you can definitely see the village because there's like lights and lanterns. And then up on the hill, you see it looming over on a massive cliff.
All right. Well, howling wolves. I'm gonna take down. Put my hands on the ground. If I can track said any wolves or any recent wolves right in this area.
You do see paw prints and see the signs and everything that this place is and has been patrolled by wolves, mixed with human footprints as well. And then you also see some booted, like one set of booted footprints. They seem to have been going towards the gate.
Okay. Make some sort of a check to assume werewolves.
If that's what you're assuming, you would probably be correct.
Well, that's what I am assuming.
Yes. It's consistent with somebody running for their lives and then other sets of footprints turning into wolves and like galloping after. So it would probably be the case that the person whom you recovered, or the severed arm that you recovered, fell prey by the werewolves.
I'm just gonna nonchalantly pull out my boomerang and start polishing.
Will? It seems there are werewolves in the area.
Well, we see them. They're gonna die.
I look back up at that castle. I don't think that they will die.
They might hurt, and then they die.
So then you kind of start rubbing the tip of my spear. It's nothing but silver. They're gonna die.
But they don't interest me too much, though. I'm really interested in them pointed fang fellers.
Start slowly making your way into town. Drab, dreary, overcast. You see architecture that's similar to that. You see people that are dressed in a very dreary manner. Nobody's flamboyant. Everybody's kind of in muted clothing and cloth. You hear, aside from the squeaking of the wheels on the cart, crying, like uncontrollable sobbing, coming from one of the houses down the street. And Stanismir goes, "There is a trade area next to a bar. I do what I need to do. You guys take a seat at the bar." Is good?
Mm.
I take that as a yes.
Don't be too long.
The cart lumbers into the village of Barovia. You stop roughly about right here. You hear the whining coming from this house. And this one right here is the bar. And then here is the trade provisions. The bar has a sign on it, blood of the vine, but somebody took the F and scratched an N in it to make it blood on the vine. So it seems to have had a little bit of alterations to it. Bildrath's Mercantile is the name of the shop. As a small rotund man and a very tall, I'm talking like 6'6", stocky younger gentleman starts loading and unloading stuff as the other two are making conversation. What is everybody doing?
And go to the shop.
I would like to also go to the shop because it reminds me of my shop that I used to own.
I'll go to the shop.
Got the wares.
I'm gonna sell, just simple sell some wares. How do I sell it?
So it is half. If it's out of your
fantastic.
inventory, it is half of what the item cost.
Cool.
If you are looking to buy items, what's up, Jay?
Can I try to
Awesome.
bump that up instead of it being half. Look at these fine wares that we have here. It's not just every day that you see these ones. I mean, yes, they are common items, but look at what you guys have around here.
What are you trying to sell?
Whatever he's trying to sell.
You're trying to talk him up?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk it up instead of it being half.
I'm waving him
Maybe-
away. This is just let me sell.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you a better offer there, buddy.
No.
I got you. I got you.
No, do not make a scene. You all know where you are.
So he is also selling any items from the player's handbook that are lower than 25 gold pieces. However, you see that there is a severe markup. Everything is at 10 times the normal price.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna go check out that whining.
He's gonna sell it for so much more. Let me help you.
Why is there a markup?
Well, where else are you going to get stuff? The younger stock boy comes over and he's like, Uncle, I've finished loading the cart. Would you like me to go back to my chores? And he's like, yes, Periwinkle, make yourself useful. I don't know why he sounds like Stannismere. I'm probably going to be doing that a lot. Periwinkle begins doing his chores as Bildrith is looking around. He's counting money, and all of these coins are marked differently than the coins that you all are carrying. They have a cameo of what looks like a regal figure with hair slicked back, imposing on the coins.
Not familiar with this coin.
Oh yes, these are the Lord Strahd von Zarovich. They were minted approximately 300 years ago when he was still alive.
It was a pleasure. I will keep my armor. Thank you.
If you know where to sell it. You hear some people cutting up and making noise over by the blood on the Vine Tavern. Is anybody else trying to do some shopping?
If anything, I kind of want to investigate the crying that's going on over at that house.
That's what I wanted to do too.
Okay, so you two, while all this stuff's going on, start what's it?
I was gonna go as well.
All right, so all three of you kind of go over, hearing somebody that's in distress. The door is closed, and you hear a woman audibly weeping and sobbing. Just every once in a while, you hear the name Gertruda. My dearest Gertruda, my daughter Gertruda, why? Why did you leave? I've tried to keep you safe. It was all for you. Mad crying. What are you guys doing? It's about 40 feet and 2 stories.
I'll look up at both of them, kind of like wondering what they want to do, because I am only like 3 foot.
Hey, really? I'm only 3'2".
I'm still shorter.
By 2 inches.
I mean, 2 inches means a lot at 3 feet.
Are we talking vertically or horizontally?
Yeah.
Yeah. Both. Cool.
I'm talking length and girth.
Wait, hold on now. Wait a moment. I just caught on to that.
She is still wailing away. My dearest Gertruda, my only daughter, why? Why have you forsaken me?
I'll go up and
walk up behind him and knock on the door.
Yeah, I was just about to do that. I'll go up
I
with
think this is pretty personal. I don't know if strangers knocking on the door are going to help this.
You knock on the door.
And wait, too. I'm not making a scene.
And she rushes to the door and opens it up. Have you found her? Have you found my dearest Gertruda? She seems to look past all of you, a little shocked at first, a little bewildering. This is a motley crew, and as you guys are taking this all in, you notice that this village is primarily human. And while they don't seem to regard you with any xenophobia or anything like that, there is definitely not any elves, dwarfs, anything like that. Have you found her? Have you found my Gertruda? You see she's clutching a doll, like a cloth doll. Anybody else want to say something while Cody's
Mm.
Okay,
Where
sorry.
was she last?
Yeah.
When did she disappear? Information.
My dearest Gertruda, she left. She's a child, and she left. She was lured away in the middle of the night by that demon. She'd never willingly leave. I know she was taken. She was taken when that Burgomaster's house was attacked by all the dead and the wolves during the cover of night.
How long ago was this?
It was only a couple days ago. My dearest Gertruda. You see she grabs the doll and holds it closer.
Is this a reoccurring thing?
That she runs away? No. She's never wanted to. She was taken.
No, I meant the attacks on the place.
The Burgomaster's house.
Yeah.
Hold on. Jay, you said that you want to poke your head around to just scope the place out for where things would be hidden. So, like, there's a second story, but, like, you guys are being looked at because the whining's been interrupted. So, do you still want to do that, or seeing that
I thought they weren't looking at. No, not. I'm not here. I'm at the when he's trying to sell his armor.
Oh, so you're in the shop?
Yeah, that's why I was sending it to you.
Okay. So, I mean, you're looking through, you find stuff that's normally in, like, the player's handbook that's under 25 gold.
I was trying to do what one of my characters' bonds is. It's like I'm trying to find hidden stuff and all that. That's all.
You do notice that there's, like, an office area and stuff like that, but, like, you haven't tried the door yet.
Gotcha.
She was taken. She followed the dead during their march back up to Strahd's castle, and when they flung themselves over, she was never to be found again. But I think she's alive because I don't see her when the dead march.
The dead march?
Yes, every night at midnight, our dead rise from the grave, and she points north. Different wheels do different things. She's like, at the church, our dead rise up from their graves and walk. And then she slowly puts with her finger the long winding road up to Castle Ravenloft. And they plunge themselves off. This has been happening for hundreds of years as some sick, twisted ploy. My Gertruda is not with them. I pray for her safety, but Father Donavich, he will not see me. He will not pray with me for her.
That man sounds detestable. Are any other children missing?
This whole place is cursed, my friend. Cursed. She points over. There's a dark patch that's over by this area. She's like, that house kills people.
Noted.
Neighborhood children go in there to try to find shiny trinkets. They say that there's treasure hidden in there. Nobody comes out. Couple adventurers before you. They burnt it to the ground. It assembled itself back the next day. You can still see the buildings on either side bear the scorch marks. It's cursed, I tell you. My Gertruda, I know that she is in Castle Ravenloft. She's been lured by Strahd von Zarovich. And she will, and then she starts crying uncontrollably. It doesn't seem like you're going to be able to get much more out of her. She's got herself worked up and she's pitching a wobbler. What's everybody doing?
I'm surveying the shop I'm in to see if there's anything I can steal.
Shop, like I said, there's different things. Anything that's under 25 gold pieces from the player's handbook is there. If you think that you might be able to find a time, that's probably going to be a sleight of hand check. And then depending on the difficulty of what item you choose, I'll let you know the DC. Anything that anybody else is going to do now that that lady is finished talking with you? You do hear now 3 female voices all laughing in chorus at something that had just been said, probably at somebody else's expense. And
Can we tell where the laughing is coming from?
the blood of the vine, or it's now the blood on the vine. Somebody graffitied it.
Oh, okay.
I hear something. I hear gigglings.
I hear it too, friend. Thank you, miss, for your time, and if we can, we'll help you find your daughter.
To find her, bring her home to me. Bring home my dearest Gertruda.
We will definitely try our best. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm just gonna like back away from the door with everyone else.
I'm gonna bonk Fizzbang on the head. The hell was that? Making promises. That's not why we're here.
True.
Oh, I'm gonna go into the tavern.
As you step in, there's 3 Vistani women all laughing at what looks like to be a nobleman. He's kind of like sitting there shaking his head. He looks up, about ready to say something to those 3, and then turns over and sees you, and he's like, "My friend, let me buy you a drink."
It would be my pleasure, thank you.
Says hello, and he goes and pays for the drink and starts pouring you some. He's like, "My name is Ismark." And you hear the 3 of them in chorus go, "Ismark the Lesser." And he's like, "My name is Ismark. I have business that I need attended to. You see, my father has recently passed. And my sister, she needs to get out of here. That castle cast a long shadow, if you know what I mean. She's not safe."
I do.
Then you would help me. You would help me take my sister Ireena?
Well, that depends. How much? See, I provide pretty decent services, as in accordance with my guild.
I would pay 50 gold.
Sorry, what was that he wanted done again?
He wants his sister
Yeah.
Ireena, who is the person referenced in the letter that you read, wants her taken to the village of Veliki, which is, as he points out on a map, right there. The village of Veliki by Lake Vanzarovich.
I would like to ask, is this the son of the
Burgomaster? Yes.
Yeah. Do I still have both of those letters?
You do.
I want to ask him if he can look at them and tell me which one is closer to what he would think would be his father's handwriting.
He looks at both of them, and then the letter that you got from the dude's hand, the one that says that the lands are damned, he's like, "This is my father's handwriting." This other one, well, a clever forgery. It's not his handwriting. It's not the way that he would write it. I fear you have been duped. Been drawn into the devil Strahd's game. He's been known to do this, trap people in these lands for his own twisted amusement. Seems as though you're now puppets and playthings.
No one's plaything.
Well, 200 gold.
I think I might be able to do 200 gold.
And, of course, you provide the transport.
Well, let me work on some stuff. You'll follow me to my home? He points down the hall. It's further down.
I follow him.
The house that's almost as big as the inn?
Yep. All the way down at the end of it. It looks like it's the Burgomaster's house. Is everybody else following as well, or what's everybody else doing?
I'm going to follow him. I set down my untouched drink and follow him.
As everybody's going through, you notice a older woman walking around knocking on doors, and the people open the door. They hand her a gold piece, and then they get a pie, a hand pie. And the people greedily take the hand pie and they start biting it. And immediately they go from like resting Barovian face to like jubilation and like just a sense of ease and just like it's got to be some good fucking pie, man. And you're seeing that as she's making her way. You do notice that one person actually grabs their kid and she's like, well, you go with the nice lady, you go work at the pie making factory. And they get a bag of coins in return, which they fish a couple out and then hand it over to her. Make your way through the streets. You see now as you're approaching the Burgomaster's house, the windows are boarded up. There's scratch marks everywhere. All the stuff is like trampled. This thing looks like it's been set a siege for a while. Weeks and weeks. There's footpaths trampled, all that stuff.
Woman did say that they attacked the Burgomaster's home. So that's the or what's left of it?
That is definitely the Burgomaster's home. It has been attacked. As he's starting to take notice of it, he's like, we've got wolves and zombies and even vampires spawn that try to get in. I swear that's what made my father's heart fail.
My character's interest is a little bit piqued about the wolves. I'm gonna ask him if he knows where the wolves were coming from.
There are all manner of beast, both wing and hoof and claw, that bend to Strahd's will. He calls them up, and they do his bidding. He wants my sister. He's fascinated by her.
This little town you want us to take her to, will she be safe there?
Safer than here. I don't think that I can protect her. That's why I'm willing to pay such an exorbitant fee. You hear him knock on the door a couple times. You hear a female's voice. Brother, is that you? Yes, Ireena, it's me. They start moving stuff out of the way. So this place has been barricaded. And as you get in there, the interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are on the boarded up windows, and the presence of holy symbols can be found everywhere. The Burgomaster is in a side drawing room on the floor. He's lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilted flowers. And there's also a slight amount of decay over there. As Ireena goes back and starts putting some more potpourri around him, here start to lay into her brother. He deserves better. He deserves to be laid to rest. We need to do this. Tells her, found transport. I found a place to go. These people are going to take you to Vallaki. You're going to be safe. She is unwilling to go anywhere until her father is laid to rest.
How would you like him to be properly laid to rest?
We need to take him to the church, and Father Donavich needs to say his last rites, so that way his soul can rest in peace.
Will he not do this?
I haven't been able to leave this area, but now that I've got some people with me,
I will gladly lend my aid. Or an additional 50 gold.
I think everybody deserves to be laid to rest.
I don't necessarily agree with the extortion, but I will pay this price. She pulls out a sack, 50 gold pieces, hands it over to you.
Let's start playing a somber song.
If you get what you pay for.
There's a cart out back by the house that they load this coffin into. Coffin looks obviously handmade. As they go through, she, sets him down, kisses his forehead, and you all start to make the long journey up towards the church, if that's what everybody's looking at doing. On the way through town, what's up, Jake?
I was about to say, yeah, I'll tag along.
All right. You make it past the house with the lady crying. You make it past all the other stuff. You go up through, everybody's looking at you. kind of mutter, go about their business. When you start to get near the church, atop the slight rise against the roof of pillar stone that supports the Castle Ravenloft stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and flickering light shines through the holes on a shingled roof. The rafters sting feebly against their load. As you approach, you hear the heavy wooden doors of the church, are covered with claw marks and have been scarred by fire. Let me load you guys on there.
Do those scar marks look familiar to me by chance?
Hold on, what? The scarred by fire.
I thought you said there's also like scratches.
Yeah, the claw marks. Stuff with claws. Probably the wolves or stuff like that have scratched at the surface, and then also there's been burning that's happened around it. Cody's not here, so he says that he will guard the wagon. All right, so you do happen to see and hear what sounds like talking, but you have to strain your ears. It's almost as if the person has talked themselves hoarse further in.
Like inside the church or in the graveyard?
Inside the church.
Should we call out to them like, hello?
You hear, one moment, as a rather large man opens the doors and comes out. My name is Father Donavich. How can I help you?
We need to bury the Burgomaster.
Oh, it's truly a shame. And then you hear, Father, who are you talking to? Father, will they feed me? He shuts the doors, almost as if nothing happened. Oh, yes. It's a shame what happened to the Burgomaster. Ireena and him start talking and making funeral arrangements. You hear the sound, this time, picking up even more. Father, let them feed me. Father, I can smell them.
If your daughter's hungry, we have food, I think.
Oh, that doesn't sound right.
My interest has peaked up. I'm like, I'm gonna ask the father, like, what's wrong with your daughter? Who's in there?
He looks straight down at the ground and he says, my son is unwell.
What do you mean? Looking pale like?
My son has an affliction to which there is no cure. I prayed to the Morning Lord night after night, day after day, to somehow cleanse him of this affliction. I've even sent letters to the abbot. Nothing. Straightens himself up a little bit.
Maybe after if you help us last rites this gentleman and bury him, maybe we can see if we can help your son.
If you could, that would be most grateful.
I'd be more than happy.
Heard of adventurers having magic that could remove such curses. And then you hear down there, Father, I want to drink their blood.
I like to think that when he said that, the dialogue boxes, both the words remove and curse, were in like bold letters.
Yes, you could say that remove curse is
I believe it's a third level spell. I don't think we're there.
Definitely a mechanic. It's definitely a mechanic. Absolutely.
Dang it.
But yes, you all did hear from his son. He wants to drink your blood.
In my mind, I'm thinking that's all I needed to hear.
Allow me to take a look at them.
Opens up the doors and then steps to the side, almost as if he knows what's going to happen. He just doesn't want any part of it.
I'm gonna go inside. Where am I
Oh,
hearing this?
I'm going with you.
Well, hold on just a second. The doors swing open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading into a brightly lit chapel. The
Hell
hallway is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hallway, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see the chapel is strewn with debris, and you don't hear that because he's already met you at the door. You do hear scuffling and skittering coming from beneath the floorboards.
Do I see any
towards the end?
Blessed water or anything that might be around? Since it is a church.
We'll say that there is some water in like a little cistern that people would dip their fingers in, and
all right. If I can get close enough, I'm gonna dunk one of my crossbow arrows in that.
All right.
Sort of walk around it. So we heard it from under the floorboards?
Yeah. It's a little bit, it sounded like it was from where the main area was, underneath the floorboards. What is everybody else doing?
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to open that.
How tall is the cistern?
The place with the holy water in it? It's about 2.5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, I wanna not Tobin. Jabber's gonna jump up onto the edge of the cistern and dunk his quiver of crossbows in it.
All right. The water splashes around.
Also, dip the hoop pack in it. Just be on that safe side.
Gotcha.
I mean, I did soak balsa wood in holy water with the leather strapping, so gives me a little bit of springiness, and also gives my leather a good bit of holy water soaked into it.
Yes. You notice that the chapel is in shambles, and the overturned and broken pews litter the dusty floor. Dozens of candles mounted on candlesticks and candelabras light every dusty corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a cloth-scarred altar, behind which would be a priest. And then there's also a thick rope that stretches up in the bell tower. As everybody kind of starts going, you definitely hear from down underneath in the floorboards foot pads running extremely quickly, and then you hear nails scraping at the bottom. Oh, it's been so long since I fed.
Looking for stairs, I guess.
I would like to.
Or a hatch.
While he's looking for that, I just want to poke my finger with using my tip of my arrow real quick and just kind of flick a little blood on the floorboard.
You definitely hear some excitement as the smell of blood has now filled the chapel. As you're looking through, you're not finding anything that would lead down. No stairs, no trapdoor. You're given like a precursory look. What's everybody else doing?
I guess I'll kind of help them look everywhere else, like underneath things, behind the altar, if I actually can. Just anywhere that it wouldn't be, or that it would be hidden if it was like a trap door or something like that.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna go with him.
So just to be clear, you're canvassing the church itself, the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're looking through and trying to find stuff, you're not finding anything. You're seeing the creaks of the floorboards. And then you hear the footpads kind of skitter this way. And then it sounds like it's going underneath these two doors. Dan, from your approach, you start to hear a little bit of banging coming from inside this room. The one that you're right next to.
I will see if the door is unlocked.
The door is, in fact, unlocked.
Well, let's open it up.
As you open it up, you see a room that has a trap door that has been patched or chained over. As you see the eyes of a small, gaunt, humanoid male. He looks at you and smiles, and you see the fangs coming down.
I'm gonna walk over to the father, the padre, real quick and be like, it's gonna be a moment. And I slowly just kind of close the doors.
Have you seen Vampires Incorporated? Or read the book, John Carpenter's Vampires?
Oh, Vampires with, what's his name?
One of the Baldwins.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that one.
Has anybody read any of Anne Rice's books?
I have not.
Oh man. Some of the best vampire novels I've ever read.
I'll have to pick those up. Father Donavich is starting to make preparations and helping Ireena Kolyana like maneuver the coffin and stuff like that. As you make it back over to the doorway, you see him dart back underneath.
That trap door has got a chain over it, looks like.
I can heat up the chains with my firebolt if someone's strong enough to break it.
So, in order to heat it up, in order to weaken it, you would need a spell like Heat Metal. You're looking at Firebolt being like surface level, getting it hot enough, but not necessarily doing anything else.
Oh, okay.
And just pull the chain off?
What about Acid Splash? Would that destroy the chains?
Acid Splash would destroy the chains. If you wanted to put an Acid Splash on there, you could eat it apart.
Or before you pull the chains off?
Before you do that, I'm gonna just kind of ready my weapon. Be like, I've seen this before, gentlemen.
Alrighty.
Is that what are you doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I can use Acid Splash, guys, if you guys are ready for this.
Are there cures for this?
Do you know of any cures for being a vampire?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
The only cure is a stake to the heart, brother.
You've heard of people being brought back from death to life.
Yeah.
But right now, those things are a little bit beyond your control.
Is everyone else ready for me to use Acid Splash if they need to make preparations?
You can do it.
Can I fly up and hide in the corner?
Fly up and hide in what corner?
Where I'm at. I'm right here. I'm inside.
I don't like it inside.
Anybody that can see you, but you'll be, because of the ceiling, you will be effectively have total cover from the trap door.
Okay, I'm 30, or I mean, I'm 3'5".
Yes.
So you know, I'm small. I just wanted to point that out.
Hiding, you can't hide from anybody that can see you, even at a casual glance. So, like, anybody that has seen you hide up there knows that you're there, but, like, nobody who hasn't seen you hide will know that you're there, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So you acid splash the lock or the chain?
Yes. I acid splash it.
All right. It eats through, given enough time, and it starts to decompose. The lock now easily slides off. The chain around it, it looks like it is free to be opened.
I'll have a firebolt ready just in case if it does come rushing out of the trapdoor.
I'm gonna walk up and open it.
All right. Dan, you open it. You see it leads down through the ambient light that you can see pouring in. Looks like stairs leading down into an under area. The smell of death and decay is pungent. You've smelled it before. You know that there's a vampire in there.
I know this all too well. See, I have a torch. Can I just quickly light her and throw her down?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and head down.
So putting Dan, there's that torch that you threw down there. Fizz bang. That's about all that'll fit on the steps right there.
Okay.
But you can see it shadows dance where the pillars are at and stuff like that. You hear no movement. The church undercroft has rough-hewn walls and floors made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the wooden ceiling. Candlelight from the chapel above slips through the tiniest bits of cracks, allowing you to kind of make out some stuff in there. With the torch that you put down there, you're able to get some more light, but so far nothing has become apparent. You'd like to give me a perception check?
Sure.
All right. 5.
Do I also need to give one too?
Yeah, if you want to. You do seem to notice right there in the corner a young boy, tattered rags, emaciated, long fangs, salivating, gaunt. You've seen this before when vampires haven't got a meal in a very, very long time, almost on the edge of torpor.
No, got a 20.
You also notice, and then both of them being able to point it out. Adrian, you see the visage in the corner.
So, what's your name, boy?
Doru. But it's not polite to talk to your food. I'm so hungry.
Whip is out.
Takes a step from around there. All right, let's get some initiative.
Oh,
Jesus.
Damn.
baby.
Like, I didn't see it, but I'm going to fuck it up.
Over here somewhere.
Well, technically, I have alert too, so like my passive perception is a 17.
I'm adding people to the turn.
I mean, you guys rolled all right.
First up is Adrian.
You're damn right it is. So you said I saw the silhouette?
Well, once they pointed it out, he
Yeah.
stepped out, and he's very, very hungry.
Where did I see the silhouette? So I don't quite see it on the map. Okay.
Right there.
Oh, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to go down the steps first.
Yes.
I'm gonna come up there. We'll pull my whip. Wacha, wacha, and I'm gonna take a dodge action. And that's my turn.
Gotcha.
Love it.
Next up is Doru, who sees you, runs up there, and that means that he's going to be attacking at disadvantage since you took the dodge action.
Uh-huh.
And he is going to be making an attack. That 7 is definitely a miss as he rakes through and his hand slices into the chambers and he pulls back a little bit. The weight of the church groans a little bit. And he comes in for a second shot. Also at disadvantage. I think a 19 does hit.
19 does. I'm at a 16
All right.
with my scale.
So with the second one, he ends up doing a grapple. So I'm going to need you to make a contested grapple DC 13.
All right. So athletics or acrobatics. I'm gonna go with acrobatics. That's a 23.
All right. You are
I like it
able
raw.
to get him off of you as you both are now facing each other. Dan Jackfields, it is your turn.
Say to him, so you are untrained.
Being that I've been in this position many, many, many times, I'm going to pop over here. I'm going to pull out my water skin that's actually full of blood because I'm smart, right? And if I can just toss it at his feet with the cap open so it kind of dribbles out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And say, here. And just throw it at his feet.
You throw it at his feet. He, like, reaches down to grab it, starts sucking it down. Anything else?
Nope. I'm just assuming that somebody will take that opportunity.
Gotcha. All right, we'll count that as like anybody who's going against him has a help action. All right, next up is Jabber. You could be at the top of the thing with a move.
Alright, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to... I'm gonna use a bonus action. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna move closer. That's my turn.
All right, so you move 30 feet, and then what else?
That's it. End my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is Kojin.
Yeah, Kojin's gonna follow. Dang it, I already forgot his name.
Jabber.
Jabber. Since he's a small character, can I go through his space?
You can go through his space. You can't both wind up in the same one, though.
Oh,
So,
I don't know
you're
how
good.
Yeah, I kind of want to go down the stairs if I can.
All right, I will put you. It's going to be right on the other side. You got there with your first move.
Cool.
As you go down there, you see this late teens humanoid like greedily biting into a wineskin, and some thick viscous fluid is running down. It's blood.
That's disturbing. I'm just gonna take my action to cast produce flame, and I'm just gonna hold it for right now,
All right,
and that'll be my turn.
gotcha. Missure Spifi, it is your go.
All right, I will. It's over where Jabber is, right? That's where
Yes.
the. All right, I will step up here, or fly in.
All right.
Can I can pass them, right?
Pass through.
Yeah. Well, Jabber and I are both small creatures, so can we be in the same spot?
So for ending your turn, you can't end your turn in another person's spot, but you can pass through just like Kojin did.
I wanna get to I'm guessing it's Damien's character is the one up front. I don't know who's in the actual front.
Ah, yeah, because you got it basically right underneath Jabber is the I'm gonna pull him up. Right underneath him is that trap door. Jabber's pretty much like on the trap door.
I just want to be like, you got this, buddy, and give him a bardic inspiration.
All right, you poke your head in. You're able to see it. You give Adrian bardic inspiration.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And I say, fuck you, I'm out. and fly out.
All right. Next up is Fizzbang.
Yay, finally. Being last. So from where I'm at, am I able to do a firebolt throw?
You have, let me see, straight line distance.
Damien, you
Yeah,
have a Bardic of Inspiration.
it's gonna
Neato.
be a little bit of a chore because he's kind of got a little bit of cover thanks to the amount of people. So there's going to be a 2 onto his AC. So anything above a 17 is going to hit.
Okay. How do you do the whole moving thing for your character?
You just basically click on it. You can use the arrow keys, or you can click and drag if you know how far you want to go.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how they did the whole line thing with the squares.
Oh, I'm counting squares as squares. Like everything's 5 feet.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20.
It makes my mental math easier.
Okay, so I'm going to go down this way, stop right here. That's my 30 feet. Then that should be a direct line of fire, I believe.
Yep, looks good.
All right, and then I'll use Firebolt while he's drinking it and hit him like right in the throat.
See how good the dice roll is, but I love your enthusiasm.
How about a 24?
24 is definitely a hit. Go ahead and give me some of that damage.
How about a good whopping 8?
That's pretty good.
8's respectable. How much damage did I take, by the way? I didn't catch that.
You did not take any damage. He tried
okay.
to grapple you to be able to bite you.
All right, thanks.
And just made sure that he hit you. All right. So Firebolt erupts past you, splashes all over him in the throat like you were trying to. Coughs. Blood coming down. It is now Adrian's turn. Who does have inspiration?
That's me, right? That's
Yep.
what you said?
Hmm.
Yeah, I put it on my token. A little trophy. So it's still drinking this thing? Or is it now?
It stopped drinking now. It got hit by a firebolt. It definitely looks enraged. You can start to see that the fire is starting to heal, but not as quickly as what you've seen other vampires heal.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack with the whip.
Anything
That's a
above
natural
a 15. Ooh. Your whip gets wrapped around the thing, the pillar. It's gonna take you a little bit to be able to take it off. You do. The attack just missed.
And then I'm gonna get the hell away from that fucking canteen.
All right. He is going to try to grab you again.
I figured there'd be an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, 13 does not beat your armor class, so you're able to still slip away.
Okay. I'm gonna slip away back there, and that's my turn.
All right. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. You see him dart through and come up next to him. I've never feasted on your kind before. And it goes to grab at Fizzbang. 10 does not. All right, a 20 will. So I need you to make a either athletics or acrobatics check, DC 13, to not be grappled by this thing.
You said athletics or acrobatics?
Correct.
How about an 18?
That is enough, as you are able to slip and slide through. He is not having any luck. All right, next up is Dan Jackules.
So my boomerang has one edge that's a blade, kind of like in Road Warrior, you know, that type of thing. So I am going to chuck that at his arms, because he keeps grabbing for people. So I'm going to chuck that, and my second turn will be a crossbow to the chest, heart area.
When you say that, you mean that your second attack? How many attacks?
My bonus action.
Okay, got it. 2 weapon fighting.
Yep. So let's see if we hit with the boomerang.
Anything above a 15?
What was his AC?
15. Meets it,
Okay.
meets it. You got him.
All right, so that's a 7.
You notice a large gash gets opened up in his forearm, and it is not closing as fast as he kind of hisses.
All right, and then the crossbow will be at his heart. And that's not going to hit.
Wise anticipates the crossbow bolt, moves as it flies past him, in between him and Fizzbang. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Got you. Next up is Jabber, who at the top of the stairs is kind of seeing all this go down.
I'm gonna go down the stairs with crossbow in hand, ready to shoot it.
All right, so that's 5 feet right there.
20.
Dirty 20, that's a hit.
3 damage.
Got you.
I'm gonna use a bonus action.
All right.
I'm gonna taunt it.
Gotcha.
Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Vampires known for their good wisdom. That is an 11, so it is taunted.
Disadvantage on attack rolls against other targets other than you until the start of your next turn.
Gotcha.
So it has disadvantage on any attacks on anybody but me, unfortunately.
Good to know.
That would be the end of my turn.
All right. Next up is Kojin, and then Missure Spifi, and then Fizzbang, and then we do top of the round.
Kojin's going to continue down the staircase and into the basement area. He's gonna come up over right here, and he's gonna throw that little ball of fire he had.
Gotcha. He needs what, a dexterity save?
No, it's just an attack.
Gotcha.
19.
19 definitely hits.
All right, and that is gonna be 7 fire damage.
All right. Fire seems to be very effective as it shrieks loudly as it starts to, bits and pieces of it become immolated.
Awesome. And other than that, I'm gonna pull out my shield and Morning Star, and that'll be it for me this turn.
Gotcha. Missure Spifi, your turn.
I'm going to jump down there or fly down there real quick.
All right. About the time you make it down to where Jabber's at, due to the crampedness of the stairwell, you will not be able to get flight from where you're at. So you're able to make it down there. We'll say 10 feet. So you get 10 feet off of your movement. You're on the stairwell.
All right. I'll go. I can get past him though still?
Yeah. It took 10 feet. You're past him. You are like, bam, right there.
Cool. I will, can I take flight now after I passed him? Again?
So the way that I'm seeing this, it's kind of like a dirty basement with like a whole bunch of pillars nearby. You need like
Okay.
a proper wingspan in order to be able to fly.
Got you. Got you. All right, I will. So then it was 10 to get there, 10 for that, and then 10 for this. So I'm right here. Who's that?
Oh, that's
That
me, Fizbang.
is Fizzbang.
You can do it, Fizzbang! Bardic of Inspiration.
Okay.
And then I guess that's a bonus action to do that, right? Can't remember.
Yes,
Bardic
Bardic Inspiration
Inspiration.
is a bonus.
Yep. All right, I'll use a dash action, and I'll go back over here.
All right. Next up is Fizzbang.
Okay. Thunderclap. You can create a burst of thunder, a sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. So Thunderclap is a 5-foot range and area. Is that just like a cone in front of me, or is that like a complete area around me?
You hit the 5-foot square that is adjacent to you, so you can hit him.
Oh, okay. So everyone else will just hear the sound, but he will take damage.
Correct. The big brother to that would be Thunder Wave, which targets the 15-foot cube. So you're good with
that's
just
what I'm
hitting
thinking.
him. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna like hold out my hands and clap them and say bang and do a thunderclap, which is a Constitution 13 on a hit / DC.
All right. Constitution is a 16.
So it does save. So he only takes half that.
Let's see what the most cantrips or savers suck.
Oh, okay. So it just misses.
Well, we can. I'm checking the spell right now to make 100% sure. Yep, unfortunately, it does look like it is a saber suck. But now I'm also seeing that for your initiate of high sorcery, you took thunderclap for that as well. You might want to double check your spells, because I think you doubled up on thunderclap.
Yeah, I did actually.
It's all good. We're catching it now.
Dang it.
What else would you like to do on your turn?
So I already used my action, correct?
Yes.
What does Bardic Inspiration do? As far like inspiration, what does that
It
do?
allows you to add the whatever your Bardic Inspiration die is to the weapon's attack or to a saving throw, something like that.
Ah, okay.
Which is
Add a 1d6.
D6.
Add a 1d6. Gotcha. So I mean, I already did that. No, excuse me. If I move away, then he gets attack of opportunity. I don't want to do that. I might as well just stay where I am.
But you would know from traveling with Jabber, usually when he talks shit to somebody, they're kind of more fixated on them than anybody else.
So I could potentially slip away.
Yeah, he would have his attack at disadvantage.
Okay. Then if that's the case, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll move around him and go up this way. If he does do.
He will take that attack at a disadvantage. That is 18, so he is going to try to grapple you again.
Okay, and you said that was a 18?
It is a 13, either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, let's see. Skills, acrobatics. 12, I had got a 13.
Beats it. You got it. You were able to get away.
Can't touch this as I go about him.
All right. Anything else?
No. Since now he's fixated on Jabber.
Gotcha.
End my turn.
Next up is Adrian and then Doru.
Pull out the crossbow. Ye old crossbow. I'll make an attack against him.
All right. Anything above a 15. That is
That's
definitely hit.
21. For 9.
Oh, you can tell that he is pretty much bloodied.
All right. And then I'm going to move over by the pillar that my whip's on.
You were able to undo the whip.
Oh, okay.
I figure just missing is enough to be a hindrance. I don't want to go all fucking crazy
Well, in
about it.
that case, I'm just going to step forward a bit.
Gotcha. All right. On his turn, he is going to move. So that is going to be an attack of opportunity from Kojin if you want to take one.
Absolutely. I'm gonna
AC
try to
is
hit it
gonna
with
be
my Morning
15.
Star.
Yep.
Now 16.
16 is a hit.
Sweet. That is going to be 8 piercing damage.
Respectable 8 piercing damage. Jabber, this thing is running towards you. It is leapt up, crawled along this little staircase, and as it's seeing you, it starts to move around the side and then goes up past you. You can take an attack of opportunity if you want to.
I'm going to actually. 1 second. I'm going to use the tip of my hoop pack. Oh, beats it.
There you go.
Give me 8 damage.
All right. As you stick it in the side, it skitters up and through that area. It is now on the upper level. All right. Next up is... There's the turn order. Dan Jackules, who sees this thing starting to escape. I think you're muted.
Sorry. How much movement is that correct to get like to the top?
Yeah, you would have to take 25 because Jabber's currently at the very tippy top.
Oh, so I can't get past him, huh?
Well, you can if you do another move action by taking a dash.
Yeah.
My apologies. I didn't realize I was all the way at the end of the staircase. At the bottom.
What is that?
I should have been like right there. At the bottom.
Yeah, I'll take my dash to get back up top. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to scoop my water skin, if I may.
It's pretty ravaged. It tore into it. It bit through it. It tried to get as much blood into it as quickly as
All right.
possible. It definitely was not gentle.
I will get another one. Yeah, so I'll take my dash to go back up.
All right. You make it up to there, and you have 25 feet left of movement.
Oh, there I am. Oh, he's skedaddled.
Yeah. You could say that he climbed like a spider, and overcoming that obstacle meant little to him because he was able to maneuver through it very quickly and with no effort.
I am going to stand in front of the doorway.
All right. You see him as he's frantically searching around. You block the doorway. He hisses at you.
I hiss back.
Ooh, I like it. Anything else?
Negatory. That's my turn.
All right. Next up is Jabber, who's at the bottom.
I'm going to run back upstairs.
All right. That was 5 feet of your movement to make it back up and over in that area.
One second, let me get this screen back up. My computer's lagging. Yeah, I can't see jack diddly. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna stand over here and block the door with him as well, and use the rest of my movement, 25 more feet. I'm gonna hit him with hoop pack ranged.
All right. 15.
21.
That's a hit.
And that is 4 damage.
All right. You do notice that some of the wounds that he's been hit with have already started to heal up.
Mm-hmm. So the holy water that's coming off of the is not affecting him.
That holy water is since dried. It's almost like it would be more effective if you applied it the same turn that you used the weapon.
Yes.
Do you have anything else?
No.
All
right. Next up is Kojin.
Kojin's going to use his 30 feet of movement to get to the top of the stairs. I don't think that'll actually get me into the...
I counted it out. At the top is 30.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I moved. Sorry, trying to figure out where I am on the map. Oh, there we are.
That's all right. Yep, you went over on the other side. They did something crazy. They put the basement on the right side and the top on the left.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I can't see anything in that room. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my action to dash to get out the door. Let's see. Oh, he's right there. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
Gotcha. Next up is Missure Spifi, then Fizzbang, then Adrian, and then Doru.
All right. I will use a dash action. That's to get to the top of that. That's 35.
All right. And then put you up there.
What did you have as that the blue number?
The blue number is
15.
armor class.
Okay. Yeah, because you had it as 13 and it's actually a 14.
I'm looking at your token. It says 14 for me.
I know, I changed it.
Gotcha.
And then I put Bardic of Inspiration in the middle.
All right, nice.
If you want to copy that to it. And then free action. Close the door. There you go.
All right, so you close the door.
Yep. Well, that's me.
All right, next up is Fizzbang.
Alright, I already counted it out, and I'm going to be using my dash to get up to the stairs, which is 35,
All right.
and then
I'll
make my way up.
put you over on the other side.
Okay, and that door is closed, correct?
Correct.
And I'm just going to stand over to the side, just in case if he does barge back in and have, no, I can't do that. Never mind. I'm just going to step off of the trapdoor so someone else can get up through. Then that'll end my turn.
All right. Ooh. Next up is Adrian, who is down there alone.
All right, yeah, I noticed that. I'm gonna do that thing. I'm gonna hate myself a little bit. Then I'm gonna head back with the remainder of my movement to the stairs. I don't know if you got my roll 20 dealie.
Probably did not.
No, that's fine. It's right at the bottom of the chat. No biggie.
Gotcha.
But that's my thing, and hate myself. And with the rest of my movement, I'm gonna get to the top of the stairs. That's it.
All right. We'll pop you up on the same portion of the map. All right. Doru's turn. And jumps through the window and runs off through the graveyard. You follow him for as long as you can. Everybody kind of brushes out there, disappears in between the mist and the headstones. Probably en route to Castle Ravenloft. All right, we are out of combat.
I'm actually still running after him a bit, futilely.
Father Donavich comes in. Of course, what happened?
Well, unfortunately, that's not your son anymore.
We also kind of let it loose.
But he's not dead. So there's
Undead.
He's kind
still
of-
a chance.
Sorry, Father. No chance.
There's always a chance, Father. Just
But
keep your faith.
you could possibly go to the Abbey at St. Markov and appeal to him. I heard he works miracles. I've heard he raised people from the dead before. Maybe he could do the same for my son.
I don't know if I made it back yet, Pantic.
You have made it back about the time those words fall.
Can I recall, like, make a, like a check or so to see if that is? I also have, like, advantage on checks to recall knowledge of undead for my Hunter's Bane.
Yeah. So what are you trying to
I'm trying to see it from, my travels, my studies, if you will. If I know that what he's claiming is really possible, even faintly.
So you do know that certain people of higher faith are able to bring the dead back to life, and he's talking about the Abbey of the St. Markov Church next to, basically built around Krezek. So if anybody's got a good chance of doing this, it would probably be him.
Good. Cannot be lost to it.
I just wish he never would have went with those other villagers to foolishly attack the castle. Mocked me by turning my son. It's been a while. It's been a long day. I will make the arrangements. We will bury the Burgomaster tomorrow. At first light, offer our prayers to the morning Lord.
That means we will head out. Afternoon.
Then we gotta get on with taking the Burgomaster's daughter to
Ireena's not going to go until she sees her father laid to rest.
Well, that's what I meant. We take off in the afternoon. Afterwards.
Yeah.
So where should we go back to the?
Well, you got a tavern with an inn. That's one place that y'all can go to.
I'd like to investigate the basement a little bit more, actually, or other signs. There's a problem here.
That's what I was just
And
thinking.
I noticed what he was saying. I haven't fed in a while. I'm just kind of curiously looking around to see if I can tell. Has he been fed somebody?
No, he is not.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, that dude is gone without a meal for about a year.
All right. Just got caught up in the wording. All right.
Yep, that's good. It's good to get clarification. He definitely was locked down in there by his father and basically set to starve. That everybody's kind of conglomerated around. And Ismark and Ireena are both sitting there. They offer, pay for your drinks, get you a meal and stuff like that, put you up in hotel rooms since you're not leaving until tomorrow. You do notice that not a lot of people come into the tavern. It's kind of just exist. Behind there, you see a bartender polishing glasses. And you've been there long enough to see that once he finishes polishing a row of glasses, he just goes back to like polishing the same glasses he's already polished. Almost kind of like looking busy. You see a couple other. You see one other female Vistani. She's there. She's kind of like bossing him around. Looks like she possibly runs or owns the joint. And then that large stock boy goes in and talks to the bartender about the meal for his uncle. And then the bartender goes back and starts doing stuff. And the kid posts up at the bar and he is just sitting there, deadpan look, like at the stuff, waiting for his uncle's meal. What is everybody else doing?
Well, before I walked into the tavern, I went to the merchant and bought a new water skin and filled it back.
It's at what 10 times the normal price.
Yeah, so
it's got a shtick.
A shtick.
If anybody had mending as a cantrip, I'd say that they could use that to repair it. Because it wasn't necessarily destroyed. It's just got a lot of puncture wounds in it. Puncture marks.
Oh, I'll give you my water skin.
It's very nice of him.
Oh.
If you're looking for it, I'll hand it to you.
Oh, much obliged.
You guys are also sitting like Ireena and Ismark are with you. They're eating a meal as well. They don't say much, but as you're looking at them, they don't look like brother and sister. They legit did handouts with all named NPCs. Here's what Father Donavich looked like. Here's his son. Here is Ismark, Ireena's brother. There is Ireena. Here is the lady that you saw crying about her daughter. What is everybody doing? If we're good, we could just call it here for tonight. And then not this Wednesday, not this coming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. Going for the 31st of January. We can pick up from this point, hopefully with Jake and Cody, and continue on if everybody's cool with that. We're going to call it for tonight. We're going to pick back up on the 31st regular time. Shadow Dark is going to be next week on the 24th. How are you enjoying the adventure?
Oh, I love it so far.
Nice. Good to hear.
Oh yeah. Sounds it's pretty fun. We'll go get those dirty vampires.
Huzzah!
Chocolate. I really want to go. I really, really want to go mess with that merchant. There's no way he should be charging people 10 times.
It's a scam.
Yeah,
all
that's
knockoff
why I
stuff.
was wanted to look around this place.
Maybe another time.
Well, you know, he will be in his shop. So on the 31st, we can pick up being in here. And then any questions that you have and stuff like that, let me know. All right.
Alrighty.
So it looks like
Alrighty.
the next thing that you're gonna do is bury the Burgomaster and then take Ireena to Vallaki, which is grabbing everybody, putting them in Barovia. Vallaki is there.
So out of curiosity,
Yep.
which direction and how far is the Abbey of St. Markov Church?
When you ask about that, the Abbey of St. Markov's Church is around Kresik, which is right there.
Is that opposite direction or where we're going, or?
It's a little bit further from Vallaki.
Okay. So I think it might be in our best interest to eventually get there and learn to see if there's any hope for somebody who might not have the hope today. Like, if we can save somebody, that'd be great. In case one of our party members or whatever.
Well, if somebody would know, it's probably the Abbey.
Mm.
You also did hear about that wise woman, Madame Eva, who Stanismir told you about before leaving out.